Welcome back to Ground Rules. Before we dive in, we are excited to share that Ground Rules has partnered with MT to bring South Africa's trusted agricultural market intelligence to an even wider audience. While AMT continues delivering its renowned market updates in Afrikaans, Ground Rules is proud to bring you the English edition, drawing on the same trusted AMT data and insights that producers across the country have relied on for years. This week, the red meat market is showing plenty of momentum. Beef prices have surged, and with weaner calves still in short supply, there appears to be plenty of strength left in the market. But there's another story brewing. If El Niño drives maize prices and feed costs higher later this year, today's bullish market could look very different in just a few months. Now, let's get into this week's livestock market update. The cattle market continues to outperform expectations. The national average price for 200 to 250 kilogram weaner calves climbed almost 6% last week to 48 Rand 56 cents per kilogram. The top 40% of calves averaged 51 Rand 15 cents per kilogram, while the top 10% reached an impressive 54 Rand 37 cents per kilogram. Provincially, the Free State averaged 49 Rand 9 cents per kilogram. The Western Cape averaged around 44 Rand per kilogram. The biggest headline, however, came from the beef market. The national A2, A3 carcass price, commonly known as supers, surged to 73 Rand 50 per kilogram, while the C-grade beef strengthened to 60 Rand per kilogram. So what is driving this rally? Simply put, demand remains strong while supply remains tight. There are fewer weaner calves available. Feedlots have enjoyed relatively affordable maize prices over the past years, and additional supply has been constrained by foot and mouth disease, as well as reduced cattle imports from Namibia and Botswana. But do not expect prices to climb in a straight line. After July's strong rally, August could bring a modest correction, or at least a period of sideways trading as the grain and the feed costs begin to increase. Historically, though, the weaner calf prices tend to receive some fresh support from September through December as the feedlots then start to prepare for year-end demand. That means that prices could soften slightly during August before once again moving above 50 Rand per kilogram later in the year. The biggest risk to this outlook? El Niño. If maize prices rise sharply because of drier weather, the feedlots will face higher feeding costs, reducing their buying power and placing downward pressure on calf prices. Moving over to our sheep and our lamb market, the sheep market is also enjoying another strong week. Store lamb prices increased 4%, reaching 58 Rand 87 cents per kilogram. Regional averages were Free State 63 Rand 20 cents per kilo, Northern Cape 56 Rand 44 cents per kilo, Eastern Cape 56 Rand 19 cents per kilogram. Heavy slaughter lambs weighing more than 32 kilograms are averaging 52 Rand 50 cents per kilogram. The A2, A3 lamb carcass price climbed to 109 Rand 29 cents per kilogram, with prices as high as 117 Rand per kilo reported in certain regions. The C2, C3 carcass price now stands at 80 Rand per kilogram. Unlike cattle, however, sheep follow a different seasonal pattern. Because South Africa experiences two major lambing seasons each year, the market also sees two distinct waves of supply. Store lamb prices often peak during June and July, before the larger supplies then enter the market between August and October. So, while prices could remain firm during August, some seasonal pressure is expected during September and October. Moving over to our wool market, the Australian wool prices softened slightly last week, easing to 18.73 Australian dollar per kilogram. The next Australian wool auction won't take place for another 3 weeks. That break may allow the market to pause and assess how ongoing geopolitical developments influence international demand as well as pricing. Looking over to our goat market, the goat prices delivered mixed results this week. The large goats declined to 36 Rand 21 cents per kilogram. The small goats eased to 60 Rand 32 cents per kilo, and medium goats strengthened to 64 Rand 52 cents per kilo. The breeding females slipped to 55 Rand 81 cents per kilogram. Overall, the market remains relatively stable despite some price adjustments across the different categories. The poultry market softened further last week. Frozen chicken prices declined 1%, averaging 32 Rand 58 cents per kilo. Fresh chicken eased to 38 Rand 27, while IQF slipped to 34 Rand 96 rands per kilo. The outlook remains largely unchanged. Prices are expected to stabilize during August before gradually strengthening again from September through to the festive period. Our egg market presented a mixed picture last week. The national average price for graded eggs increased to 22 Rand 97 cents per dozen, while the ungraded eggs declined slightly to 17 Rand per dozen. The pork remains the weakest performing livestock market. The bacon pig prices declined another 2.2%, averaging 29 Rand 39 cents per kilogram. Porker prices remained largely unchanged at 30 Rand 93 cents per kilo, while sausage pig prices increased marginally by around 0.5% to 24 Rand 10 cents per kilogram. There is still reason for cautious optimism. However, seasonal trends suggest that prices could begin to improve during August, with stronger and more sustained gains likely from September through to the end of the year. Turning now to feed, we see Lucerne prices remained unchanged. Grade 1 is 3,900 Rand per ton, Grade 2, 3,500 Rand per ton, with the premium grade at 4,300 Rand per ton. The first cleaning cuttings are already reaching the market earlier than usual, and that is adding some fresh downward pressure on prices. Meanwhile, chopped forage prices increased to 2,900 Rand per ton, supported by the recent rise in maize prices. Should maize prices soften again, chopped prices are likely to follow. So, what are this week's ground rules takeaway? The livestock market still has plenty of momentum. Tight animal supplies continue supporting beef prices, and although August and September could bring some seasonal pullbacks, the broader outlook for red meat remains positive. But one factor stands above all the rest: El Niño. If weather conditions push maize and feed prices sharply higher later this year, feedlots could quickly lose buying power, placing pressure on weaner calf prices and changing the market dynamic almost overnight. For now, supply remains the dominant story. But as we move closer to spring, keep one eye on livestock prices and the other firmly on the weather forecast. Thank you so much for joining Ground Rules this week. I hope you enjoyed the livestock market update. If you have, share this channel with your friends and everybody that you know who is interested in the livestock market. Until next time, remember, the best farming decisions start with solid ground rules.